Hey everyone, it's Taya and welcome to the L'Oreal Paris channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my super quick and easy brow routine for thicker and natural looking brows. So if you're interested, stay tuned and let's get started. My brows are on the thinner side, so my goal is to make them thicker while still maintaining a natural look. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do that. Before you get started, you just want to assess your brows and see if they need to be trimmed or plucked. So I like to start by grooming my brows and making sure there's no stray hairs or anything out of place. I'm going to take a spoolie, which is just this little brush that comes on the end of brow pencils. I'm gonna go ahead and brush my brow hairs upwards, and then we're gonna take a brow pencil and create the shape that you're going for. To do that, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Definer. This brow pencil has a super fine tip, so it's gonna be perfect for mimicking brow-like hairs. Brow pencils are my favorite type to use because you can create really natural looking brows. You guys can see the tip is very fine, so it creates really thin lines and it's very easy to create brow-like strokes. So the first thing I'm going to do is outline my brows in the shape that I'm going for. So the next thing I'm going to do is brush my brow hairs upwards following the arch that I've created. So the brow hairs in the front, I'm going to brush those up, and then once I get to the arch, I'm just going to brush following that arch. Once you have the hairs brushed, you're going to take eyebrow scissors and you're going to go in and trim the top of your brows. You only want to cut the hairs that extend over the line that you've created. So next you're going to need a pair of tweezers, and we're going to be working on plucking the hairs underneath that bottom line. And this is just going to make sure that you have a really nice defined brow. I usually don't have that many brow hairs that need to be plucked, but you can see it just makes it look so nice and clean, and it just gives you a nice foundation to easily fill in your brows. Now that we're done shaping and cleaning up our brows, I'm going to take a Q-tip and just wipe off the leftover eyebrow pencil so we can have a fresh canvas to work with. Like I said before, my brows are pretty thin, so to fake the look of thick eyebrows, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Dark Brunette. So I'm going to take the brow pencil and create brow-like hairs. To do that, you just want to lightly flick your brow pencil in the direction of your hair growth. So in the front of my brows, I'm just drawing the hairs in an upwards direction. If anything looks too dramatic, you just take your spoolie and brush it out just like this. I'm just going to keep drawing the brow hairs starting at the front, and once I work my way towards the back of my brow, I'm going to change the angle of my pencil. So instead of keeping it up like this, I'm going to turn it this way and follow the direction of my hair growth. And again, we're just doing really light strokes. I'm also just focusing on the areas of my brow that are more sparse. It's so simple, and you can easily tell the difference between this brow and this one. And again, you just go in with your spoolie and brush everything out to blend it. When I'm finished, I always like to check the angles. So your brow should start right at the side of your nose bridge, and I like to have my brows end right at the angle of the outer corner of my eye. So if you hold your pencil like this, the tail of your brow should be lined up with the corner of your eye. To set my brows into place, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Brow Lamination Gel, and I have a very specific way of doing this. So to ensure that you coat all of your brow hairs, I like to brush the hair in the opposite direction just to get them nice and coated in product. And so they look a little crazy, but you're just going to brush them back into place. So again, following the same angles, we're going to brush the brow hairs in the front upwards. And then once you move down your brow, you're going to start brushing in the direction of the hair growth. This is going to ensure that your brows stay in place all day. I also like to take the spoolie of the gel and go across the top just to make it uniform. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to this brow. So I'm just brushing the hairs forward just so it really gets coated in the product. And after that, we're going to brush the brow hairs upwards, setting them into place.
And that's it. If you guys are interested in more information about these products, head to l'orealparisusa.com and don't forget to check the links below.